Hello, internets, and welcome to another Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. You can call me 12-pack, and the battle I have for you today is against somebody with the very original name, Sarcasm, of Blue. Now, no real history against this particular opponent, but there is a little bit of history behind this team that I'm using, so let's hop right into team preview. My team. Now, I'm actually using a team I designed rather loosely with supporting my Beartic and Tropius in mind. Really wanted to use both Beartic and Tropius for a long time, and I figured might as well just put them on the same team and maybe one of them can do something at some point, but they're pretty bad mons on their own, so I had to kind of put in a little bit of a support team to maybe give them a bit of a chance. So yeah, starting off on my team here, this is probably the least supportive Pokemon. I guess he's resistant to rock, which Tropius is weak to, so Aggron is here for that purpose, and he is actually a choice banded Aggron. He's not Mega Aggron, and I really wanted to see if I could catch some people off guard with him, and he is amazing in this game, as you will see. It was so satisfying using him, and you'll have to wait to see what his signature move of choice is with that choice band, no pun intended. So next up here we got my Swalot, who doesn't actually do a whole lot this game. I've got another match with him where he does do much more that I'll upload after this, but he's mainly here for his resistance to fighting, which both Aggron and Beartic are weak to. So next up here we got my Leavanny, who's here on the team in an effort to give Beartic a little bit of extra speed with that sticky web, and it's also here in its capacity as a heal bell user and carrier of knockoff, and then the last move I've got is synthesis to give myself some sustain. Now, here's my Beartic, and it is actually a swift swim Beartic, but I'm not using a rain team because I don't really like using weather. So unfortunately, that means I had to kind of give Beartic some support from other speed boosting factors. And speaking of speed boost, the easiest way to have done that would have been to use Ninjask or Blaziken and just baton pass him speed boost, but I don't really like using that tactic. I like making things a bit challenging, so this is actually Smogon's Swift Swim set with one alteration, and that is instead of Icicle Crash, I'm using Avalanche because I am pretty slow, and if I move second, I am carrying Focus Sash, so I should be able to live any one attack provided there aren't any entry hazards, and then retaliate with Avalanche and do 120 base power attack, not counting stab. So then my other two attacks are actually Aqua Jet and Superpower, and then I've got Swords Dance. If by some miracle I'm able to get that off, perhaps I can get some KOs with Aqua Jet late game. So next up we got my Mantine here, which is actually rocking, in addition to Defog, it's also carrying Tailwind this game, which is to, again, boost Beartic's speed as much as possible. Mantine fit really well on this team due to him being immune to Earthquake, which both Aggron and Swalot are weak to, and also Water, because I have Water Absorb on him, and if anyone wants to go for that against Aggron, I can just swap into Mantine again. So he's actually a very solid pick on this team, and he is especially defensive as well. So then last on the team here we have my Tropius, or Tropius, however you want to say it. And this is actually not a standard set, if there even is a standard Tropius set, I'm not sure. This is a Curse Tropius that I kind of invented myself. Resto Chesto, Curse, Sleep Talk, and Body Slam. Decided to go with Body Slam for the attack for that chance to paralyze. So maybe I'll outspeed something like, I don't know, Fortress, if I get a paralysis on it after a few curses. So enough about my team. Let's quickly go over my opponent's team here. Blue actually has a very deadly looking team, and I actually like it a fair amount here. At least half of it I'm a fan of anyway. So starting off here we got a Ditto, which is very cool. Ditto's something you don't see very often, but it is actually one of the most dangerous Pokemon in the game if played correctly, due to that imposter ability and Choice Scarf, meaning it'll outspeed anything and beat anything else one-on-one. So next we got Greninja, which is always kind of annoying to deal with. This guy actually has 3 water types, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Greninja is just kind of BS, but he makes up for that by bringing Electivire, which is manly as hell. I love Electivire. He's one of my favorite mods. Really cool to see him here. Next up we got Blastoise, which is a potential Mega on his team. Kind of neutral about Blastoise. I don't really love him. I don't really hate him. He's just kind of there. And next up we got Arcanine, which is actually pretty sweet. I'm a huge fan of Arcanine. He's one of my favorite Pokemon for sure. And then to round off the team, we got Gyarados, which is extremely manly but also highly overused. You can't get much more manly than Gyarados except for maybe Aggron, which you'll see very shortly. So, I've talked for 5 minutes already, over 5 minutes, so without further ado, let's get right into this game.
Blue is issuing a challenge.
So I'm going to lead with my Aggron here, trying to fool my opponent into thinking I am the standard Mega Set that would run Stealth Rocks and stuff, and he's going to lead with his Gyarados, which is a pretty common lead as well, and he's going to go straight for the DD, expecting me to go for Stealth Rocks, but no, son, that's not my life, and I just go straight for the Head Smash and connect turn 1. Oh my god, get destroyed. Holy shit, that was insane. Even at -1 attack, I absolutely obliterated Gyarados, which is no small feat. Even at -1 attack, Gyarados is still pretty bulky, but Head Smash is just too OP and eradicated him. So Electivire comes in here. I was actually expecting the Earthquake, so I decided to bring in my Beartic here to survive that on 1 HP with Focus Sash, but he actually went for Cross Drop, whiffed, and then outsped me on the following turn, landed it. I survived and decided to just go for the Avalanche and maybe see how much this does, and oh my god, get OKO'd, what the fuck. So, Jesus. Electivire gets completely obliterated in one shot by my Beartic. Avalanche proving to be a pretty decent choice for his moveset, and now Greninja's obviously going to outspeed me. I don't want to go for an Aqua Jet and trade him off this early. So I'm going to go straight into my Mantine here, and he goes for the Dark Pulse, so obviously all Greninjas are usually special, so Mantine's going to eat that up excellently and get back a little bit of HP with the lefties. This turn he goes for the Dark Pulse again, and it's not really doing much. Maybe he was trying to get a flinch, I don't know. I'm going to just go ahead and set up Tailwind so that I can outspeed this Greninja and maybe do a little damage back to him. Get back some more HP with the lefties, and I just noticed that his Greninja's name is Ryu Hayabusa, which is actually kind of cool. So I'm going to withdraw here and go out into my Leavanny to resist that Dark Pulse, but he actually goes full cylinders, fires with a Blizzard, which I was not expecting, and that almost annihilated me. I'm actually kind of surprised I lived, but I did get frozen and then thawed out on turn 1. Like, whoa, what the fuck? That was just a highly improbable turn from an RNG standpoint, freezing off Blizzard, connecting Blizzard, and then de-thawing in one turn. But next turn I get outsped, he lands another Blizzard, and that's the end of Leavanny. What did I do in the meantime? I think I set up Sticky Webs. I forgot to mention that at the time, but I think after I de-thawed, I did go for them. So I sent in Aggron, then pulled a double switch to bait the Water-type attack, go back into my Mantine. Sure enough, he goes for the Hydro Pump, which is ideal for me due to it being higher base power than Scald, so I get back even more HP, bringing my Mantine all the way back up to almost full after the lefties recovers, and Tailwind peters out this turn. He's going to go for a Blizzard, connecting 3 in a row, which is kind of improbable, and I'm just going to set Tailwind back up again, not really concerned about anything that this Greninja can do to me. And I'm sort of sorry for prolonging the engagement with this thing, but he's really kind of letting me have his way with him and set up how I want. I'm going to attack with the Scald, and that's when I realized, wait a sec, this thing doesn't have protein, because that was not very effective, and if I recall last turn he had used a Blizzard, and Ice does not resist water, so he is not a protein Greninja. I don't know whether by intention or just that he's a scrub and didn't do it, but I don't know. He's just going to keep attacking with Dark Pulse. Tailwind petered out, so I'm slower than him again. Or did it? I'm not sure. It might not have. I don't know. But he's going to withdraw. No, the Tailwind didn't peter out. I outsped him, and that was just after he attacked me. So Ditto's going to come in. I guess he was predicting the Scald, maybe? And he's going to transform into my Mantine, obviously, and I actually had gone for the Air Slash that turn, mixing it up, but unfortunately missed. So since this Ditto is almost certainly Choice Scarfed, I'm kind of, yeah, there, now the Tailwind peters out. Sorry, I thought that was earlier, but he's going to go for the Air Slash here, try to flinch me. Sure enough, he gets it. So now that I know that he's locked into Air Slash, I'm counting on him being Scarfed, by the way. And since he does outspeed me 2 turns in a row, on what otherwise would have been a speed tie, I'm sure now that he is Scarfed. So I'm going to set up the Tailwind, And knowing he can't switch up his attacks to scald me, I'm going to swap out in a minute here and go into my Aggron, which is going to resist this Air Slash quite handily, meaning Mantine will not be able to touch me. Mantine slash Ditto, that is. So sure enough, here comes the Air Slash. That did a solid 14 points of damage to me, so not very threatening whatsoever. He realizes he's in trouble, got to switch out. Aggron now has the Tailwind boost, and whatever comes in is basically going to get obliterated, provided I can connect the Head Smash. And that's going to be Blastoise. Can Blastoise take it? It is normally physically defensive, but oh my god, get destroyed, holy shit. Aggron, just way too powerful with that Head Smash, man. If you connect it, you are gone, boy. You are dead. Arcanine comes in now, gets caught in the sticky web, and my Tailwind is still up. He does get the Intimidate drop on me. Might have wanted to do that before trying to send in Blastoise, but oh, I'm going to connect with the third Head Smash. Holy shit, get destroyed. This was one of the most satisfying battles I think I've had in a long time. Just, there's something extremely, again, satisfying about OKOing your opponent's Pokemon one after the other. So now Ditto's going to come back in, transform into my Aggron, and obviously a Head Smash is not going to do a whole lot. And since he's free to switch up his moves in Earthquake, which is actually another move I'm carrying, going to swap out predicting that, go back into Mantine, which is just being a boss this game. Look at how many Pokemon on my opponent's team he's checking, like, repeatedly. This is pretty epic. So now he can't switch his move. Gonna swap out and give me a free turn to basically do whatever I want. And I kind of forgot whatever that is at the moment. I'm guessing I went for the Tailwind. Let's see here. Yeah, sure enough. So that's, what, 3 Tailwinds in one game? Not too bad, honestly, for somebody on my team to manage to set that up consistently like that. So I'm going to get back a bit of HP, break past halfway with the lefty recovery, and then go for the Air Slash, KOing Greninja in at about 50% health. So I should have been going for those a long time ago in order to be doing a bit more damage to it, but I didn't realize that he wasn't actually protein for a while. So now Ditto comes in, he's basically screwed. I think this is my opponent's last Pokemon, actually. So he's going to transform into me, and I'm just going to swap out against him, predicting that Air Slash to come in once again, because why would he go for Scald against Mantine? Then he'd be screwed. He wouldn't be able to do any damage to me. Here comes the Air Slash, does another 14 points to me. Wait, oh, sorry, that was more. He got the crit, and I'm just going to land a 4th Head Smash in a row in the same game. I think that moves 75% accuracy. I might be 85, but that was 4 in a row in one game, and Aggron just wiped out 2/3 of my opponent's team in style. That Head Smash just destroying. No need for a second hit, man. One and done. Aggron for the win. So yeah, that was a pretty great match. Team didn't really wind up working the way I wanted it to, though. I guess Beartic did get 1 kill, but what do you call it? Tropius there was not even required to take the field. Neither was my Swalot. There was just too much destruction between the synergy of Mantine and Aggron, just completely like wrecking house. So good game to my opponent there. Props for not DCing on me after Aggron just like bitch slapped your whole team upside the head 4 times over. So yeah, kudos to you, buddy. And yeah, with this team, there's now been a few alterations. In the next battle here, we will no longer be seeing Aggron because he has shown us that he is just too good for the mods I really wanted to be able to shine to do so. So with that, stay tuned for part 2 of the ongoing Beartic and Tropius saga, and perhaps maybe I'll be able to do something with them in the next game. Bye for now.